Ladies and gentlemen of the nation, what is going on, y'all? Your dude Sly here, back at it with another pre-E3 news video for you. And my first video talking about a game that I'm going to start covering extensively here soon, Cyberpunk 2077. Now, there are quite a few games that I would love to see come out of E3, and I'm sure every hardcore gamer has his or her own list of what that might be. However, we are now in the second decade of the 2000s, and like everything that hype builds around, leaks start to pop up everywhere. And just like last year, Microsoft's entire keynote address has supposedly leaked online like the year before it and the year before it. Last year, around the same time when Anthem was the heavy topic, the leak said it was coming out at a different time than everyone thought it was going to, so it seemed like last year's leak was false, but turns out it was indeed right on the money. This year though, new leak and new leaker by way of a user on NeoGAF. So as always, please bring along your obligatory grains of salt to sprinkle throughout, as nothing in here is confirmed, but also it's not denied. And with that, let's take a look at what this leak says about Microsoft's E3 conference. Now, since Sony is skipping the conference this year, Microsoft is planning to go big, and judging by what's in here, it looks like they're going to be doing exactly that. So for those who came for Cyberpunk news, according to the leak, we will be seeing new gameplay trailer, and finally a tentative release date. You heard that right, guys. We might actually be getting a soft date for the launch of Cyberpunk. However, as we all know, CD Projekt Red is a different kind of development company, and usually on purpose. I think that if they do have a release date, it's not going to be something like, coming soon in August 2019. I think they're going to straight up tell you. It's going to be like, hey guys, August 15th, 9:02 a.m. or something specific like that. I also think that the game will be shipping pretty soon. If it is close to being done or they have a release date, I personally believe it's going to be, coming out probably sometime this summer. They're also the kind of studio to work on one of the biggest and most followed games of the past few years, and then to say it's done when it's done, only to come out to E3 and announce it'll be for sale in a week's time, or like 2 weeks from now, something crazy like that. I would absolutely love to see that. No pre-order BS, no marketing hype, game's done, let's play it, give us a week or two to distribute it. That would further cement my love for CD Projekt Red. Now, as far as other news, we of course know that a few days before the Microsoft conference, Jedi Fallen Order will be announced at EA Play, along with a teaser and a trailer, which I plan to check out in person. So just that alone would be amazing, but this leak gets even better. According to this, we will get to see new gameplay and even hear release dates for the following. We have Halo Infinite, Gears5, Cyberpunk, which we just talked about, The Outer Worlds, Bleeding Edge, Gears Tactic, Age of Empires 4, Battletoads, and an announcement for the return of Fable. Plus, of course, there will be a ton of world premieres and exclusives mixed up in between all of those announcements. Now, the leak does not have specific dates on everything it lists, but it does say that Halo Infinite will be coming out during the holiday of 2020, something we'll talk about next, and also that Gears 5 will be releasing this September. Now, as far as games go, that's pretty much, the big headline news there for games. The leak is linked down below, so if you want to check it out and see the finer details and smaller side items, definitely do that and take a look. However, the big deal, and the one thing I'm most excited for, is the reveal of the next generation of Xbox. It says that this will be a smaller type of reveal with no pictures of the actual console. However, Microsoft will finally divulge just how powerful this thing is in terms of teraflops. It'll also show off internal hardware and what kind of goodies we can expect from this next-gen beast. Goodies like ray tracing, 4K, 8K, etc. Now, if you remembered a little bit ago, we talked about Halo Infinite being a holiday 2020 release. Well, that is also the rumored release date for the next Xbox. So if you're thinking launch title, me and you are on the exact same page. Even the new rumored Fabled game is supposedly being created as a next-gen title. So while there's plenty of current-gen stuff still coming soon, next-gen development is already in full swing, and I'm sure that's on both sides of the spectrum, Microsoft as well as Sony. Moving on here, of course, Microsoft will also announce its newly acquired talents and development companies, and one thing that was announced last year, the acquisition of Ninja Theory, they have been working on a game that I'm pretty interested in. It's a game called Bleeding Edge, so hopefully the leak is correct, because I would absolutely love to see what they've been doing. Alright guys, so moving on to the end here, the only big ticket item left on here is Project xCloud. Game streaming is pretty much where the future of gaming is heading towards. Every, and I mean every, major tech giant in the world is looking into game streaming. Companies like Google have already built up their infrastructure to support testing. You might also recall recently that Sony and Microsoft have teamed up around Microsoft Azure. Project xCloud is Microsoft's answer to game streaming, and supposedly we're going to get a ton of information about that, how it works, what the limits are, how we can try it, etc. It notes that there will also be public test dates available. Now it's going to be interesting to see how responsive gaming can be, through a streaming kind of setup. Another interesting side to this is 5G. Once we combine 5G and Project xCloud or other streaming platforms together, we're going to be seeing a huge influx of streaming companies popping up overnight. I mean, instead of playing things like Candy Crush on your phone, in the middle of a bus station, you're going to be actually playing like Destiny or Call of Duty on your tablet with a controller in the middle of like a bathroom or the bus station or what have you. It's going to be pretty awesome if it all comes together like everyone thinks it will. Microsoft is betting big, and I mean big, into game streaming, like big. So expect to hear much more about xCloud from E3 onwards. Like I mentioned, there are also a few other things listed in here, but that's it as far as like the big ticket items, at least from the leaker's perspective. And once again, it's the internet, guys. It's E3, so you never know what's real and what's fake, but most of the stuff isn't really hard to guess on. The biggest news, of course, is a date for Halo Infinite, next-gen consoles, Cyberpunk, Gears, and the announcement of Fable. Well, that's what really drew my attention at first, and we'll see if things hold true in just a few weeks' time. But for now, that's really about it, guys. I am incredibly excited for E3 this year. I mean, more so than in years past. Next-gen consoles are going to be pushing the absolute limits in the term of what a console can do, and also bridging over into PC gaming. PC gaming and console gaming are going to conglomerate together, while Sony and Microsoft seem to be better buddies this year than in years past. And of course, we have Halo Infinite, Cyberpunk, Star Wars, Gears, Bleeding Edge. Just thinking about all of that brings out my schoolgirl giggles. But on top of all of that, I hope to hear more on what's next for Anthem and Dragon Age and BioWare in general. Last year's teaser of DA4 stirred a lot of hype, but with the recent Frostbite issues plaguing BioWare along with the other problems, some are worried that Anthem and future games, just BioWare in general, might be in jeopardy. Now, while I still personally believe Mass Effect Andromeda was a perfectly fine game, not a Game of the Year quality game, but it was still loads of fun to me. However, Anthem is another story, and even though I liked MEA, a lot of other people did not, and plenty of others also didn't even try to play it due to the overwhelming feedback and negativity the game brought in, which is an absolute shame. But either way you look at it, the result is two back-to-back multi-million-dollar failures. Mass Effect Andromeda, and especially its studio that created it, BioWare Montreal, which is now demoted into an EA Motive Montreal studio, those developers got the absolute wrong end of the stick in a way they did not deserve. But Anthem, though, I hate to say it, is kind of getting what it deserves. However, that does not mean I want to see it roll over and die. Hundreds of BioWare developers worked their asses off to make that game, and they deserve a chance at rebuilding it into something awesome. A chance at redemption. The BioWare leadership might not deserve the credit if that ever happens, but the neck-deep crunch time developers, they deserve a comeback, and in a big way. So I'm excited to see what the final word is on Anthem, and I'm sure I'll find out at EA Play, and then I'll let you guys know. After that, I'll have to dig in and see if any Dragon Age teasers or other info is due to make its rounds, and if any info comes my way, then all of you will be the first to hear about it. But for now, that is about it, YouTube. Remember, if you head to NeoGAF and you read the article, contain the hype, because it is a leak from someone who obviously wants us to know he talks to a lot of game developers, or if nothing else, he's been to way too many conventions and has some kind of weird card collection fetish. So it could be nothing more than attention, but with the way everything is outlined and a few things are stated up front that he's really not sure, it kind of lends itself to sounding a little more credible. I don't know. We'll see here soon enough. Anyways, take care, ladies and gents, and as always, thank you for watching another Sly Nation video. Subscribe for more Cyberpunk, Xbox, and E3 news. Spank the thumbs up, but only if you enjoyed yourself, and comment down below and let me know what you think about the leak. I mean, is it credible? Is it fake? Plausible? Are you excited for next-gen hardware? And what game is going to be your hype button? Star Wars, Cyberpunk? Let it flow down below. Feel free to check me out on Twitter or Facebook at Sly Nation or Sly Nation Gaming on the FB. Take care, y'all, and keep an eye out for more videos and news coming out here soon. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll catch you all next time.